What's up guys, Don Juan. So starting this video off showing you the tools that you'll need. You'll need a plastic pry bar, 15-inch deep socket with a long extension, a ratchet of some sort with a 15-inch shallow and a 10mm socket, and then some kind of electric drill just to help you unscrew and get everything quicker. So for starters, what you're going to do is you're going to move your seat back as far as it'll go, and there's these little circle plastic covers here that you see me removing, and you just want to use your plastic pry tool so you don't scratch it or damage it. After you pull those out, you will be greeted to 15mm bolts that hold the seat down. So what I did here was just use my ratchet to break them loose. They're a little tight but nothing too crazy. And then you're going to use the drill if you have one, and just to get them out quicker. They're kind of long bolts. As you can see there, we got the two bolts out, and now what you're going to do, I started prying up, not even thinking about it, even though I knew I had to do the back bolts. But yeah, we're going to have to move the seat forward all the way as far as it'll go, and we'll have two more bolts on the back. So here is the rear of the seat, and you can see there's also two more little covers that just flip over. So same thing here, we're going to be using the plastic pry tool to go ahead and pop those little covers up and expose another two 15mm bolts that keep the seat bolted down. Alright, so you can see here we got those two bolts out, and then we're going to go ahead and go back to the front after move the seat back a bit. So now we're at the front, pull the seat up and lean it back to the other back seat, and then there's a little plastic cover you see that just popped out there, and now we have the battery exposed. So after the battery is open like this, you're going to need the 10mm, and you're going to take off the two 10mm nuts that hold the terminals on the battery. And you can see I'm just trying to zoom in here, and I do get in the way a little bit. It's hard to record from this angle. But basically here, what you're going to need is a screwdriver or something to kind of help pop off that terminal since it's a bit tight. But after that, you'll just pop off the negative terminal and the positive terminal, and then you'll be able to gain access to the battery tie down bolts that I'll show you here in a second. So here I brought the camera up so you guys can see there's one bolt, kind of hard to see back left right there, and there's the plate. There's another bolt on the opposite corner. Those are going to be 13mm. So you want to go ahead and get a 13 in your deeps extension. That's what I'm showing here, so that you can be high enough to go over the battery and ratchet out those two bolts. Now, after you get those out, you'll be able to pull out the battery tie-down bracket, as you see here, and the two nuts that should have came out with it. Now that it's actually removed, you can shift the battery back, as you saw me do right there, so that you can get ready to pull it out. Now, these batteries are pretty heavy. They're a 94R series battery, or H7, so just be prepared, and yeah, you want to pull it straight out and get it out of the way. So next here I'm showing you, I decided to go with a Wise battery from Amazon. It's an AGM based battery, has a higher cold cranking amps. It's a 3-year warranty battery, and they have a pretty decent reviews. I decided to go ahead and give this one a shot. The last battery I bought was a X2 Industries, I believe is what it's called. They're great batteries as well, but this one had really good reviews, no core charge, and it was 3 years warranty no matter regardless. So I figured, you know what, let me just give it a shot, and I'll let you guys know. Obviously, you know, if it fails prematurely or if we run into issues with it. But so far, it's been great. I've had it in the vehicle for a couple of weeks now, and it's kind of doing its job as intended. So right here, what you see is I'm plugging in the actual vent. So, you know, since the battery's inside, there's a vent hose that vents the, you know, when it gets hot or cold, whatever, excessively, any type of smells and stuff will vent to the exterior. And then we'll go ahead and start putting the terminals back on. So right here, I'm getting ready to put the positive terminal on, and then we'll throw the negative on, and just tighten everything back down. So here we're putting the battery tie down back in place with the long extension again, and getting everything tightened down. So now everything's tightened down and secure. You can go ahead and get the cover, the battery cover back on. So that one just lays flat and just push down, and you'll hear it clip into place after you get it positioned. Just like that. And then we bring the front seat back down and get it lined up back in its place. And essentially you're just going to put the two front bolts back in. Don't tighten them down all the way, but get them pretty close, then put the two back in. So you make sure the seat's centered and everything, then you can snug them all down and you are good to go. So quick detail, people are probably wondering why I did the battery. So the Durango's 5 years old. So it's pretty much due for a battery, but the issues that I was having, so if you experience these problems, is the remote start didn't want to work when it got colder. Here in Texas, we have a cold front coming through, so it started acting up. So it would turn on the vehicle normally, like if you got in, pushed a button and stuff, but if you hit the remote start, it would do one single like semi crank and then it wouldn't start. So when I took it in to get the warranty work done for the drivetrain stuff, they told me it was a battery. Dealership wanted almost $600 for obviously an OEM battery plus them to install it. This battery will run you about $150, and it takes you maybe 20 minutes to do, and most people can do this with a very basic toolkit. So hopefully you enjoy the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.